evening, boys and girls. We're gonna be making apple pie today. Honestly, you could tell that I can't do best apple. I can't do Mrs. Doubtfire. No, I wish I could do Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh well, here goes so much for that. Is this too awkward? Maybe. I like the rolling this pin. Yeah, no. Anyway, we're gonna be making apple pie today, the way I would do it. And yeah, that's pretty much all to it. You know, we gotta go pick some apples. You know, I'm Granny Goodness. I'm gonna lead you through Enchanted Forest to the candy house and stick you in an oven and what? No. Never mind. Let's just proceed and go ahead and make this apple pie. You're gonna love apple pie, and yeah, don't worry. There's no kids named Hansel and Gretel stuffed into it, so, or maybe there is. Alright. Ingredient time. We're going to be using this giant board here to make our pie crust. Got our pan right here for pie. Now we're going to need 4 egg yolks. We got 4 eggs right there. We're going to need some animal fat. We're going to need some poison apple puree. Going to need some Bermuda Triangle sea salt. Some sourpuss juice. Oof, I don't know what the heck was that all about. Get enough of this thing. Ah. Yeah. Enough of this Granny Goodness thing. Getting old. Back to ingredients. Water. Fat pea. Gotta be careful with it. Don't want to break the bottle. It's a very old bottle. Ah! Get all that stupid scarf stuff for me. Blech. Human bone powder. Some fairy dust. Pardon me. Oh. Okay. The ancestral burial dust. Sorry, having a blank spell right there. Don't you hate those? And this one, oh, this one is Sherwood nut powder. This one is mummy dust. And almost forgot this one. Look at this, I don't know what the heck is going on. Almost like, I think I'm allergic to that crazy nanny look. Gotta behave but more like a villain, huh? All this goodness is just getting to me. Ugh. Can't be too good when you're a phantom. You gotta be careful, you gotta keep your mind evil, you know? You gotta start going a little crazy here. Yeah, so, back again to what I was talking about over here. What was I on? I was on something. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Ha ha ha. Ugh, what was this? This is. Oh yeah. This was the. Oh, poo. Now I can't remember what it was. Let me look at the label again. Oh yeah. This was Shiva powder. I don't know what Shiva powder is. Shiva powder. No. Shiva powder. So, that's what you're going to need to make the whole kit caboodle. Where you're only going to need human brown powder. You need some water. You need triangle salts. The fairy dust. No, wait. No. Yes. No. No, we're gonna need not this fairy dust. This fairy dust is for the gooey inside of the pie. We're gonna need pixie dust for that. I forgot to bring out pixie dust. Look at that. I forgot it. No, something. I need pixie dust. Is what I need for this. So you're gonna also need pixie dust. And yep, that's pretty much about it. And some animal fat. So there we go. And that's going to be our pie crust. So let's go ahead and make this on our little board right here. We even got a rolling pin. So get it all nice and flat. Got to make it into a ball. Roll it out flat. Put it in the pan. Bake it a little bit. Simple as that. Now that we got the proper amount and everything here, just gonna mix this all together. Now we're just gonna make a little mound right here, pat it down a little bit, make a little bowl here. The reason we're making this bowl is because we can add some water to this. Over here. Add 3 tablespoons of water. A little scoop up. Okay. Alright. And continue mixing. Make this into a ball. Dough ball. Right. Now we're gonna start where we get our roller. Roll it out. Make sure to spread it out. And one little trick, where'd it go? Ah, there it is. So I want to spread a little extra flour on top so it doesn't stick. Gentle
Just keep rolling along. I try to make this as much of a circle as possible. This has got to go all, well, not all, there will be some left over, mostly into your little dish. Alright. Got your little dish right here. Got most of it in there. So I'm just kind of Frankensteining it back together now inside the pie crust. Inside the pie pan crust. Yeah, you try saying that a bunch of times. Pie pan crust, pie pan crust. Anywho, I got the right thickness anyway. So what we're doing is a little stitch work here. Fine. And if you're wondering, no, this is not my first time making pie, but it is my first time making pie crust. So there is a little bit of an art form to this. There we are. I don't think Victor Frankenstein could have done a better job himself. Alright, we're going to take our pie crust here, and we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to put it in there for 12 minutes. There we go. Once that's done, you come out, let it cool. We'll have our filling done. Fill it, pop it back in the oven, and yep, that's about it. And we're also going to put a little topper on it. We're not going to do anything like frosting or whatever, or crumble. Crumble's an option, but we're not doing crumble. We're going to do lab roll. So that'll be fancy. We're going fancy pie here. Alright, now we're going to do our filling. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to put everything into our saucepan here. We're going to start with our dries, and then after that we're going to put mix our wets. And this is a step process. So the first part you're going to want to add is the 3 tablespoons of ancestral dust. Along with the 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of Shiva powder, one-fourth teaspoon of the Sherwood nut powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of the mummy dust. And we're also going to need 1 cup of the the fairy dust. And then, that's all of the wet dries. And then a few of the wets we're going to add is we're going to add the entire 4-ounce jar of poison apple puree. Add 1 cup of bat piss. And 1/2 cup of water. One teaspoon of sourpuss. And yep, that's it. And then we're gonna let that simmer. Let everything blend in well. Just let it simmer. Once it starts to get a little thick, you want to add 2 tablespoons of the animal fat. Mix that in there again. Let it blend. It'll be thick again. And while this is going on, you're going to have set aside the 4 egg yolks mixed together. You're gonna set this aside after it's thick, let it cool just a little bit, and we're gonna pour some of it out. We're gonna pour 1/2 cup of it out, and once we got 1/2 cup of it out, we're gonna take that 1/2 cup and we're gonna pour it like so, so that way the air cools it while stirring. So you're pouring, stirring at the same time into the eggs so that the eggs do not get cooked from the heated filler. Once it's all mixed together, you're going to take that, pour it back into the saucepan, stir it up, simmer it again, put it back on the heater, simmer it for a little bit, not too long, just make sure it's all well blended and simmer for a bit. And then it'll be ready to be put into your pie crust. Sound good? It's a lot of steps, but at the end, it's going to be delicious. I'm going to go through it all. So let's go take care of this and make our excellent apple pie. Well, while we were getting our ingredients going, our pie finished. A little pie crust. Pull out of the oven here. Show you. Look at that. Perfect. So we'll set this aside. Set this aside to cool, and we'll get back to now our ingredients. It's gonna be a good pie. There we are. Separate container for egg whites. Oh, drop the whole thing in there. It's alright. We can scoop the egg yolk out. Just gotta be careful not to burst it. There we go. Easy as that. So we put this now on the stove top here, and we're going to let this simmer. Make sure to keep it stirring. And make sure everything mixes well. Now when I mean simmer, I put it about a 4, so that's about medium, almost medium heat. It's just below medium heat. Now if you could smell this, it smells really good now. Now you're getting that scent of apple cinnamon in there. after simmering it for a while, it's pretty well blended. We can go ahead and add our animal fat. Yep. Stir that into the mix. Give a little hitting the audience there, and just gotta keep mixing the animal fat in there. There you go. Now it'll start to congeal a little bit. It'll start thickening up. Now you can feel it now starting to thicken up. And it's getting about to that right consistency where you want to pour out about half of it. Yeah, that's about right. Lift it off heat source here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our little measuring cup. We're going to measure half a cup of this. In there. There we are. Don't want any of this to go to waste. This is a good feeling. Not good feeling, good filling. Alright. I'm gonna set that aside there. Now we're going to go ahead and mix it with our, well, we're going to have it a little, say about half a cup of it, which is going to let it sit there for a bit. Alright. Now a little trick that I did to get it a little bit cooler, a little faster, was I put this into the freezer so you don't have to wait around, you know, contemplating the meaning of life or anything like that. So as you pour in, you want to make sure to stir this so that the eggs don't cook. Move the bowl a little bit. There, the rest of that in there. There we go. Alright. So you just want to take this, mix it all well. There we go. There. It's pretty well mixed. Now we're going to grab back saucepan here. And we're going to pour this into here. There, mix that in there. Important thing is you just gotta keep stirring. It's getting that nice thickness to it. You don't want to keep it on here too long. And by what I mean by too long is so it starts like boiling and like you see a bunch of bubbles and it starts like just bubbling up. See, as soon as you see some heat steam come up, and it's pretty well simmered. Alright, you're going to take your filling here, and you're just going to fill up this entire pie. And now you're just going to spread, make sure it's evenly distributed. And there you have it. Now we're going to make our lateral top to go on top, and it'll be pretty much done. Alright, we made some more dough. You can rewind and watch the tape again. We made some more. Make our lateral. Now that we got about the right thickness, what we're going to do is we're going to take a pizza pie cutter here. We're going to roll it along. Now we're going to apply our lateral pieces to our pie. Put one right there. There we go. One. That's two. Oh, broke there at the end, but that's right. It's long enough. Now we're just going to pick it up. Lean it back. Let's lean it back a little bit more. And there we go. I have enough room. Alright. And then we're going to place this across. And we're going to close this right about there. I'm going to fold. Oh, broke this one. Fold it right about there. And then we're going to fold that one right about there. And we're going to close this one back up right about there. Actually, I'm doing this incorrect. You want to fold it all the way down. There we go. Now it wouldn't make any sense to do it the other way like I showed you. And that's how you lateral. Now we're going to take our little cookie cutter here. Slice off the extra. And around the rim here. Alright, we're going to take this pie, we're going to put it in here. The oven is set to 350 and we're going to put it in for about 10 minutes. And there we go. Now our pie will cook in there. We'll take it out. We're going to butter the top a little bit. Give it that extra sheen. Put it back in on broil for, and just keep an eye on it. Don't want to burn it, essentially. Then we're gonna take it, and then we're gonna take it out. You're gonna let it cool for 10 minutes, and you can put it into the refrigerator to thicken it a little bit more if you want. You can eat it warm, whatever your preference is. So now you know how to make apple pie. And there we have it, our completed apple pie. With the lateral design. Now you're just going to let this sit here for 10 minutes. And then, and then you can put it in the refrigerator and let it thicken a little bit more, or you could eat it warm now, however you want it. And we'll be making, hopefully later in the future, more pies, different flavors. So that concludes episode 7 of Castle Kitchen. We'll see you next week. Make something new and exciting. This is your host, the Phantom Chef.